Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
6:07, and I spilled my coffee, Julie Gunlock.
Oh, no.
Spilled my coffee.
On yourself? You okay?
No, this time it was on my desk. Yesterday, it was on myself. As I was drinking, it was like I had a hole in my lower lip. It just, it wasn't it was the cup. There was a problem with the cup, but.
Sure, it was the cup. Got it.
I have a drinking problem. Coming up later in the program, Cal Thomas will join us at 6:35. 7:05, Craig Shirley reflecting on this 80th anniversary of the Hiroshima bombing. 8:05, D.C. political analyst Chuck Thies, and 8:35, D.C. Police Union head Gregory Pemberton. It's Larry O'Connor with Julie Gunlock, who currently is free of any kind of spillage or stain.
So far.
Based on my
Good
perception
morning.
right here. This is why you drink the Celsius now, so that you don't have any coffee mishaps.
I do. Although, you see my mug. I have tea this morning.
Yeah. You do, and it's usually you have like a giant like thermos size of tea, which is impressive, or coffee.
It takes a lot to get through the morning.
I mentioned in the first hour the restoration of our home after a big plumbing problem, and that included having to get new carpeting in our entire downstairs area, which happens Monday. Meredith chose chose a carpet pattern that I kid you not. Already looks like it's got giant coffee spills all over it.
Odd. Okay.
The pattern is basically various shades of coffee brown, coffee with cream, black mocha perhaps.
Has she been watching too much of that 70s show?
It does seem it's got a 70s vibe, actually. You know what? I'll put a picture out. So it's like a...
Oh, dear.
It's not shag. I wouldn't call it shag, but it does have like a couple of different textured levels, you know.
This is getting worse. You should stop describing it, actually.
No,
just stop.
I know.
Poor Meredith.
Exactly.
She's going to get calls.
It's either coffee or it's like a toddler's diaper.
Is it too late to...
Yeah, no, it isn't. It's actually quite classy. I'll put out a picture on social media.
You should.
You should. I looked at it and I was like, this is to disguise my spilling coffee everywhere, isn't it?
Well,
and
maybe that is smart.
Come on. If I had done that, then it would be burgundy colored.
Excellent point. This early?
Probably more wine spills.
Wine in that mug? No.
No, this
early.
is coffee. Oh no,
Okay.
I can't.
Right.
It's against FCC rules.
That's right.
How dare you? How dare you? Brendan Carr's going to be all over me now. Yeah. Can we get an update, please, on the gerrymandering?
Let's do.
It's been pointed out to many Democrats who have now jumped up and threatened to gerrymander their states in retaliation to Texas gerrymandering along party lines, which they're fully admitting to. It's like, yeah, we're doing what Martin O'Malley did in Maryland already, and what Massachusetts did, and what when these governors come out there and say, yeah, we're going to have to do it here. I kid you not, the governor of Massachusetts said, well, we have no choice but to gerrymander our state so that there will be no Republican congressional seats left in Massachusetts. Julie, there are no Republican congressional seats. They've already done it.
You're good, dude. You're good.
Yeah, you've already taken care of that business. But she did. She had a press conference. Massachusetts, I think, votes something like 40, maybe 45% Republican in the presidential elections. And by the way, it's not uncommon for Massachusetts to have a Republican governor. Mitt Romney was a Republican governor. In fact,
barely, but, you know.
He was there. I remember another governor recently. There was a Republican governor. Bill Weld was also a Republican governor, but even more recently than that, barely. I can't remember his name now. Yes, let's face it, they're like Larry Hogan is a Republican in Maryland. They're not, going to win in Florida, but they're still Republicans, and yet they don't have one congressional district.
Right.
To reflect that. Scott Brown
and
was,
we literally
within
have
the last
to stop
15
it.
years.
If there's ever a chance, we have to put a stop to that.
Exactly. So the latest here is that President Trump has said that he may have to allow the FBI to help arrest the Texas Democrats who have crossed state lines, since the Texas Rangers, no, they don't have they don't have law enforcement jurisdiction, I don't think. I'll have to go back and watch some reruns of my Chuck Norris. Can't remember if he could go outside the state lines. But the president has said that more than 50 have fled the state, and if needed, he will allow the FBI to participate in that. He said a lot of people are demanding they come back. I love it. It's a lot of people. It's always a lot of people.
Just a lot. Yep.
You can't just sit it out. You have to go back. Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott, as you know, ordered the Texas Department of Public Safety on the 4th to arrest those Democrat lawmakers. Meanwhile, last night, Governor Pritzker of Illinois, who is giving safe harbor and potentially even financing this escapade for the Democrats who have come to Illinois, which could be a crime, he was on Colbert, don't you know, because he's running for president in 2028. And, I mean, moment of clarity, Colbert pointed out one of the gerrymandered districts in his own state, which, by the way, ironically, people are losing sight of it because they're all talking about this one district. Here's the beautiful irony. The Democrats gerrymandered to make that one district, it looks ridiculous. It's like a, I don't want to say what it looks like because it's obscene. But guess who got gerrymandered out of their district and is no longer a congressman because the Democrats did that?
Who?
Adam Kinzinger.
No, that's right.
People are forgetting that part of the story. Adam Kinzinger spent the last 4 years simping for the Democrats, doing whatever they could.
And then they killed him.
And then they gerrymandered him out. It's so beautiful. If you noticed, he hasn't had much to say about this issue.
He hasn't.
All right. So here's Colbert with Pritzker yesterday.
Easy districts in Illinois. Take a look at this. Look at 17 here. It does that. Then it comes up here and it sneaks around there and goes all the way up here and then goes right over there like that. And look at this one, kind of goes whoop up there. It's like the stinger on a scorpion down here. Is this common for all states to do?
Well, we handed it over to a kindergarten class and let them decide.
Okay, and that's the nonpartisan group that does this
Absolutely.
For you guys?
That's our independent commission, That is, I mean, look.
So because all states, to a certain extent, do this, why is what Texas doing particularly egregious in this case?
Well, here, every 10 years we do a census in this country, and right after the census, we redraw districts in every state. But what the Republicans are trying to do, and the Texas Republicans, frankly, at the behest of Donald Trump, are doing it mid-decade. That is extraordinarily rare.
That's an important point because I think he literally called them or wrote them and said, hey, I need 5 seats.
That's not what he said, by the way. That's a lie. And also, it's not incredibly rare. In fact, New York just attempted to do this before the 2024 presidential election cycle and that congressional election cycle, because in 22 Republicans did okay in New York. So it's just a lie to say that it's incredibly. By the way, incredibly rare is not the same thing as illegal or unconstitutional. Have you noticed that? Yeah.
Right.
But if a governor and state representatives decide that their state is not being properly represented to reflect the populace of that state, they can redraw their congressional district lines anytime they want. Otherwise, if they couldn't and it was illegal, guess what? They'd be stopped. Have you noticed how Democrats who never hesitate to go to a courtroom to fight things in front of a judge, they're not doing that this time, are they?
No, they're not.
No. They want to argue it in the court of Colbert.
Yeah, it is just very interesting listening that Pritzker has somehow become the face of this fight, in addition to the Texas members that are running. But Pritzker, that state, that is, and it's not just the gerrymandering. That state is a disaster. It's a failed state.
Right.
Lift up your best. Is that the best you've got? Great.
And he looks and sounds like a mafia boss. You could hear him in that clip.
Completely.
To be fair, there are other Democrat governors and leaders who also have a face for this. They just can't be seen because Pritzker is standing in front of them. It's 6:15.
WMAL, making sense of the news. Live from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios. Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
By the way, the reason that JB, Jabba the Hutt Pritzker, has decided to become the face of this is he needs to sort of make some room for his presidential ambitions. He wants to run for president. Gavin Newsom's getting all the attention, Kathy Hochul a little bit, Gretchen Whitmer. The other governors who are looking to run for president are all trying to get their moment to shine. And so he's sort of taken a hold of this. That's why I believe he has helped finance the exodus of these Democrats. I don't know where else they got that private jet to fly up to Illinois with. And this is important. Pull on that thread. As Governor Greg Abbott has said, they have a Texas state law that if Democrats accept money or anything of value in exchange for not performing their elected duties, that's a felony. They could go to jail. So if they did accept something from Pritzker of value, like a private jet flight, you could be looking at a hard time here, not just a fine. But the reason is because Pritzker wants his profile elevated because he wants to run for president. Hochul's trying to do the same thing, Newsom. So is Wes Moore. So Wes Moore of Maryland, who is trying to jump up and down. He's one of those people standing, in the shadow of J.B. Pritzker saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. He announced yesterday that, listen, all options are on the table. He's considering every possible option to redistrict Maryland as well, to sort of smack back at what's going on in Texas. Now, somebody needs to give Governor Moore a bit of a math. We know he's not good with numbers because he became governor and said he wouldn't raise taxes. He inherited a surplus. He's now got a deficit, and guess what? He just raised taxes.
Yes.
And I love when he says, 92% of Marylanders didn't get their taxes increased, which is, that's a heck of a number, 8%, number one. Number two, he doesn't think that raising your car registration fees by nearly double is an increase in your taxes. And I assure you, every Marylander has to register their car, even those who are below the poverty line. And yes, that's a tax increase too. But he's not good with numbers. He's not good with math. Math is hard.
What a platform for a presidential race.
Oh, yes. Well, he checks boxes.
Yes.
So Governor Wes Moore says he's considering all options in having to redistrict Maryland. And somebody needs to point out to him that Maryland has 8 congressional districts, and currently they are 7-1 in Democrat hands. And by the way, it didn't used to be that way, but the most recent shift of power for Democrats came when Wes Moore's predecessor, Governor,
Hogan.
No, before Hogan.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Matt.
O'Malley. Thank you. I'm so glad that I've forgotten his name. He sullies the Irish heritage. God.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's
Martin
worse for you.
O'Malley. You know what was the problem is that he was governor at the same time McDonnell was governor in Virginia. And so, the two Irish names converge in my brain. Yes. Martin O'Malley admitted under oath that he redistricted District 6 and District 3 specifically to maximize Democrat representation. At the time, it was, one of the 3 was, on the border. Sometimes would go Republican. 6 was almost entirely in the hands of Republicans, and he redistricted it. Maryland 6 is supposed to be Western Maryland, and it includes parts of Rockville and Bethesda, because that's Western Maryland, right?
Right. Yeah, so, it really reflects the values of Western Maryland. Yeah.
Here's a little history lesson for Wes Moore. In 1985, even though Maryland has been a consistently Democrat state really for quite some time, except 84, they, along with everyone but Minnesota, voted for Ronald Reagan. In 1985, the congressional makeup in Maryland was 4 Democrat, 4 Republican. 10 years later, in 1995, it was 5-3. Post-2000, it then got gerrymandered to be 6-2. And since 2012, when they did the gerrymander to change 6, it's been 7-1. So it's been 7-1 Democrat in Maryland for 13 years now. Andy Harris, the lone standing Maryland district, District 1. And so now they want to change that too. Or Wes Moore saying, well, all options are on the table. Dude.
It's almost like they want to disenfranchise voters, Larry.
Yes.
It's almost like what's that word they love to use? Fascism, right? Yes. I mean, it's almost like, an end to democracy. It's just such projection. They always say that, it's Saul Alinsky. It's like, you just have to charge your enemy with that with which you do. It is classic leftism.
Yeah, and speaking of Wes Moore's horrible math skills, by the way, this is from Fox 25 Baltimore, a new state audit raising red flags over Wes Moore's claim that his administration identified $400 million in budget savings. Remember when they sort of pushed out there, they have to balance the budget. So they raised taxes, right, raised fees, raised all this stuff, and then they bounced it by saying, "Oh, and we saved money in $400 million in savings," but they never actually said what the savings. Oh yeah, $400 million. We just found it. We just found $400 million in savings. Now the budget says, yeah, not so much. Investigators say the numbers don't add up, and they are accusing Maryland's leasing deals of lacking transparency and could possibly cost taxpayers far more than originally promised. Of course, because they lied. And
and Westmore really is beginning, and his administration, frankly, officials in his administration really are approaching Gavin Newsom levels of easy lying, just the ease with which they lie. It's disturbing.
623.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now. Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
It's 6:37 this Wednesday morning in your nation's capital, 6th day of August. It's a historic day, in fact, and at 7:05 we'll reflect on the history with Craig Shirley. He's a historian, after all. It's the 80th anniversary of the Hiroshima bombing. 8:05 we'll talk to D.C. political analyst Chuck Thies, and at 8:35 D.C. Police Union President Gregory Pemberton. It's Larry O'Connor alongside Julie Gunlock. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning.
Hey, Cal Thomas is with us, as he always is at this time on Wednesdays. Cal, we're going to talk to those D.C. politicos and the D.C. we dropped. Cal dropped. See, Cal heard we were going to talk about the Hiroshima bombing. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to be implicated in any of this. Yeah,
I'm out of here. Yeah.
Done. I was going to ask him about the crime problem in D.C. He used to live up here in the Washington area, and whether it's a good idea for the federal government to come in and federalize. That's what we're going to talk to Chuck Thies and Gregory Pemberton about, by the way.
I bet Cal is totally pro-federalizing the city. What do you think?
would hope so. I would think so. Cal, we got you. Hey, Cal, I don't know if you saw the president once again saying D.C.'s got to fix their crime problem, or else we'll let the federal government take their constitutional role. Do you think the time has come for that?
Yeah, I mean, you can't walk the city streets anymore, especially at night. I mean, I was born in Washington. You used to be able to go up to Capitol Hill, and there would be no big police presence. You could walk through parts of the city. You could go have dinner at a restaurant with your date or your wife or your husband or whatever.
Cal, did you used to live in D.C. pre-home rule?
Pre-what?
Home rule. You know, when they instituted.
Oh, yes. Oh, I did. Yes, indeed. Yeah,
and it was functional, right? I mean, I hardly ever think of any problem where it's like, Congress needs to fix this; they'll be better. But I feel like they would be better.
Well, of course, but as long as you have district attorneys like you have in New York and in Washington and Los Angeles, who will not put these bad people away for a very long time, as long as you have broken families, there's no father in the homes of a lot of these people, with discipline, as long as you don't have a respect for life and property and the authorities, you're going to have more and more of this. And you see it all the time. I don't know if I guess it would take congressional action for the federal government to take over D.C., but the problem is not, what are you going to do, have troops on the street all the time? It's a social and moral and political problem more than anything else, I think.
It is, and I think it would take congressional action. But frankly, it is the home to all these the members that we elect. And, I was a congressional staffer on Capitol Hill for nearly a decade, and I was scared many times leaving the office, getting to my car because it was right near Union Station. I was afraid to go into Union Station at times, and that was a long time ago, and it's only gotten worse. Congress has a role in protecting its own staff that come to this town, and they seem to be really dragging their feet on this, Cal.
You're right, and it's terrible. And look, I remember Jesse Jackson some years ago saying if he were walking down the streets of D.C. and he said this. I'm not making it up. And he saw a black man dressed in a certain way. He would try to cross the street and get out of the way of that person.
Yeah.
Now, that's Jesse Jackson saying that. And you're right. I mean, I know a lot of women who work on Capitol Hill and in government and are after dark, and especially in the wintertime, and they're afraid to go to their cars, and they're right to be afraid. I mean, who wants to carry a can of mace and, well, you can't carry a gun.
You can't.
Yeah, they won't let you protect yourself. Yeah. Hey, Cal, all right, we've gotten to some important stuff. Now, the really important story, and I know that you address it in your column this week, Sydney Sweeney.
There we go.
Yes, I've ordered my jeans. I want to support this company. I think woke is dead. I mean, Bill Maher tore it up on his HBO show. Jeans, Genes versus jeans, Jeans. I think it's a great ad. I mean, it's a little sexy. She's pretty, a blonde. But the worst thing for Democrats, she's a Republican, and she can shoot guns, and she's registered in Monroe County, Florida, which is one of the most conservative counties in the country, the last country in Florida before you get to Cuba, the last county. And I just love the Democrats' reaction. This is part of a pattern, though. I think wokeness is on the way out the door. You notice that the CEO of Jaguar resigned after that horrible ad of all these nondescript people covered in pink. People don't want electric cars. They don't want to be told what jeans to buy. So I think this is a very hopeful sign. And I notice the American Eagle stock went up 25%, right. I think it was, on Monday. So good for them.
Well, and as J.D. Vance told the crew over on the Ruthless podcast, as long as Democrats keep saying that an all-American, beautiful, buxom blonde is really a secret Nazi, they're going to continue to lose public support. And latest poll seems to support that. Political reporting, the Wall Street Journal poll, right now Democrats only have a 33% approval rating. That's death going into midterms.
Yeah, you speak of pretty women and everything. I notice you may be old enough, Larry, to remember the East German weightlifting team, the women's weightlifting team. They look like men. Now, why weren't we talking then about women in men's sports?
Well, it's funny. The only women that Democrats seem to be in support of these days are the women that have male body parts.
The pretend women.
Well,
that's right.
Yeah, they're very confused. I don't think they make jeans in their size, frankly.
I also, if I could also just point out that you mentioned Donna Rice in your column this week. Boy, blast from the past, Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Democrats were fine on trashing her for her affair in 1987 with Senator Gary Hart, and she had a line of jeans, which I don't think too many Democrats bought. And then you had Monica Lewinsky, and at first she had purses, and then she had a line of clothing for "You've Got the Power," it was called. I don't think they were flying off the shelves. But Sydney Sweeney is a superstar right now. She is. Whoever came up with that idea for the commercial probably never ever thought in a million years that it would have the effect that it has. It's just been amazing.
It wasn't the Bud Light ad agency. That's
no. Yeah, I was going to say they rejected the Dylan Mulvaney plan first off, and then went for this.
Yeah,
all right, Cal.
That's right.
Great talking with you, my friend.
All right,
take care. It's 6:44.
Making sense of your world.
I can't believe this.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
And I am so with you.
Making sense of the news. Mark Levin, weekdays 6 till 9 on 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Well, according to reports yesterday, disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Are we just calling him Diddy? P. Diddy? Puff Daddy?
I think Diddy is what people are going with these days.
Are we going with Diddy?
Like I know. Yeah, let's go with it.
He has apparently, he was found guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. You could face up to 20 years in prison. He got off on a lot of other charges that involved
more serious charges,
worse behavior, sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, got a Jeffrey Epstein vibe to it, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, he has asked Trump for a pardon, which it's really funny because somehow this is like a scandal brewing now for Donald Trump. But it's like he can't control who asks him for a pardon.
Right. And he's not indicated in any way that he's considering this, but they're going to turn it into it's coming.
Right. And Nicole Westmoreland, a member of the defense team, revealed on CNN, of course, that they'd reached out to Trump's administration. She said, it's my understanding that we've reached out and had conversations in reference to a pardon. What does that mean, even, by the way? Again, I smell a rat here.
What's the 800 number for the White House?
Yes, exactly. Oh, there were conversations. Trump was asked about it, of course, because, well, this is how CNN operates. Well, the report is out there, so it's legitimate news. We should ask about it. So they asked Trump. Trump said, I was really friendly with him. I got along with him great. He seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. When I ran for office, he was very hostile to me. That was it. That was the entirety of the answer, which is a very Trumpian answer.
It is a very Trumpian answer, yeah.
I doubt
Don't
that
think this is going anywhere.
There is any reason whatsoever why he should get a pardon from President Trump. And I certainly doubt that it's going to happen. But, the news is out there, so we have to talk about it. Anything to not talk about the grand jury that's been impaneled right
now. All
to
the Substacks are going to be on this, Larry.
Oh,
Acosta and Don Lemon, they're all going to be focusing on this.
That's right. The Diddy-Epstein nexus. That's the delta that they're going to focus on. Anything to not talk about James Comey, John Brennan, James Clapper, Hillary Clinton, and Barack Obama, who, they're facing some serious allegations themselves. Nothing that the media should look into, though. It's 6:52.